Welcome to Water and Shade. We got a big old bucket of Wheel of Time stuff this week, and we are going to be reacting to all of it. You can check out the others on our YouTube channel when you subscribe.
If you want more from Water and Shade, head on over to our Patreon. The link will be in the description below. We do loads of stuff over there. We have bonus clips, bonus shows, blooper shows. We've got full episodes of reaction stuff to Wheel of Time news that you haven't seen. It's like $3, so just head over there, buy us a coffee or, you know, a cheap ass bottle of Black Tower wine. Why do these people not sponsor me already? I mean, come on, sponsor me, Black Tower. And yeah, come and check it out over there. Let's get into this. So first off, we're reacting to Logain.
Yes, I'm excited for this. I haven't really watched it in detail. I saw it real quick on Instagram when it came out. This is a very brief look at our troubled future Ashaman. Let's go and take a gander. Oh, he looks like Jesus.
This is so hot. Morte!
Oh.
His strength is more than anything I've ever seen.
I want to know whose like vaguely Scottish accent that is.
It doesn't sound. It doesn't sound Scottish to me. It sounds like
Welsh.
no, maybe like slightly Scandinavian, Nordic. Like it's the word ever. It's like the twang on the word ever.
That's what that's why I think it's like Welsh. I don't know. It doesn't sound like Moraine, and it doesn't sound like it. I don't know. We'll have to see,
my first thought was Alana when I first heard it, but because it's quite a nice like soft voice, and she's got quite a nice soft voice. Priyanka has. It's very like pretty, but the accent that's on Eva is not an Indian accent. It's definitely more of a European accent, but I can't place it. I don't know. I don't know.
I think it sounds Scottish. I think it sounds Scottish or like vaguely Welsh, some sort of British, but you know that better than I do. I'm Britsplaining to you, so
it's not Scottish. It's not Scottish.
All right.
No, I don't know, but this take the Logain, Alvaro Morte.
Logain. Oh my god. He looks so troubled. He looks so.
Isn't just
that power?
Have you not just been waiting for this? Like I feel like ever since they said
that fucking beard.
Ever since they said this guy was going to be Logain, I was like, okay, I want to see this. I want to see what he's going to. And I know we've had a couple of pictures, but we've not really seen him in full. It's like little flashes or little.
I like that they had the sighting moment. I like the armor on the guards or the soldiers. That made me really happy. I'm like, oh, that's some attention to detail.
And if you have a look, there's like you can catch a shield in like one of the shots, and it's red with like the 3 white stars, which is Gildon. I never know how to pronounce that. It's like the audio.
Oh, because
I listened to it on the audiobooks and it totally screwed up the way I said it. And I was just like,
how did you say it before?
Gildon.
Oh. To be fair, he says it a bunch of different ways in the book, like in the audiobook. He says it like Gilladon. He says it like Gildon. That's the way I always said it. But I'm
Geldon. It sounded
person.
like in Eye of the World. It sounded like Geldon. And I was like, okay, I was not expecting that, but
Gilladon.
All right.
Yeah. It's made up words. There's no wrong way to say made up words.
Fine.
So,
but we can.
But I loved.
But that
I loved how exciting I was. How excited I was to see that, and I really do. This lends credence to the idea that we're gonna have a lot more Logain, and we're gonna have that be like, oh, he's gonna be the villain. He's gonna be the bad guy.
This was our battle scene. This is our battle scene in Gildon that we have been saying about. There needs to be this battle in Gildon where he is wreaking havoc and he has to be captured. And I think this is proof that that is what we're getting. And,
Yes.
you know, we've been saying that for ages, and I'm just like, I'm feeling this.
I'm macking this up a little bit because I want to see his weaves. But in this, like, when you look at his weaves, it doesn't look like he's... Okay, so, like, normally you think... I don't know if you think this, but when I think of White Tower weaves versus Black Tower weaves, like, Siding versus Sidar, I think White Tower is, like, more rainbowy.
Yeah.
Like rainbow weaves, and then, like, but it kind of goes more on, like, the light side, like white.
Yeah.
And then I think of the black weaves, like the Sidene weaves, as being, like, black or, like, more dense, like, more saturated colors. But then what I noticed with this is it doesn't look dirty. It looks, like, sludgy, which is exactly what it's supposed to do. And I kind of like that because it's like the weaves are all the same thing. It's all the one power. You just have different ways of wielding it. And there are different ways of, like, contacting it. So it takes out that, like, oh, you know, girls versus boys. It's just like, no, the only thing that makes it different is the fact that it's covered in slime.
Yeah.
And it looks sludgy. It looks like an oil slick. And just in that little instant of channeling, I'm like, they really channeled that.
I think if you like freeze frame it about 4 seconds, you can see, like, his fist, and there's, like, white sort of, like, entwine in his wrist, and then the camera, as it moves down, there's, like, this, like, the black kind of follows over it. So yeah, it is like they have captured that there's this pure thing, but it's wrapped in something icky, and you can see that.
But if you're also a novice to this, you don't know what's going on, you see that, like, black scary looking power, you're like, oh shit, that's the bad guy.
Well, again, if you, like,
really
freeze it on, like, 5 seconds, there's, like, this, like, arrow or spear coming towards him, and there's these black strands. Just tell me that doesn't look like a villainous type character.
Yes.
It's very I hate to come back with the, like, Harry Potter references, because I know we did it in, like, last week's Patreon, but it's kind of reminds me a little bit of the Death Eaters in Harry Potter.
Yeah.
With the black. But again, you know, there's going to be audience members who aren't familiar with the Wheel of Time, but they are very familiar with Harry Potter, and they'll be like, oh, this is the bad guy, because there's that association in their mind. And I think that's pretty cool. I think I like it. I'm excited. I'm excited that the weaves are definitely, because we have been saying, you know, we've been talking about other people as well. If they're gonna do white weaves, then at least make them, like, darker for the boys.
Like, I want to see a difference. I want to see, like, a counterpoint. And then it makes the cleansing of Sidene, spoilers, it makes the cleansing of Sidene, like, that will be so much easier to represent visually.
Yeah.
Rather than just like, oh, it feels clean now. Yeah. Like, that doesn't mean anything.
Well, you know, Rev Judkins has gone on record as saying that when he's filming anything, he's thinking about the entire series.
Good.
And so you would think that when he's thinking of how these weaves look for the boys, he is thinking about how they're going to look when they're cleaned. And that is good.
He did his homework.
He did it.
He understood the assignment.
Understood the assignment. Yeah.
He definitely knows what he's doing, and I mean, harking back to the Comic-Con panel with Rosamund Pike, she was like, you know, talking about how they learn with their hand motions, and that she learned to channel, basically. And I'm like, okay, you can tell that Logain learned to channel.
Yeah.
Like, I can already see that kind of, like, cobbled together channeling versus that, like, refined, like, I feel like Moraine channeling will be very like I'm a professional. And I feel like probably Nynaeve, maybe a little bit of Egwene.
Being rougher.
Definitely Logain. Yeah, it's going to be very rough. It's going to be very, like, metal. So I'm so excited. It looks so good. And, Logain, I love Logain as a character.
Yeah.
And just his like brokenness later, I'm like, oh, he's gonna do a great like broken guy.
Do you think, because this is something I've seen come up a lot, do you think Logain and Mazrim are going to be like a merged character? Because if you think about Logain's story in terms of we know that it's being expanded, do you think when they say it's being expanded it's because...
That's a damn good question. I wonder about
because
that.
they've cast...
Because it very well could be. Because
They've cast Logain older than Logain is in the books.
Yeah, I always pictured Logain a little bit more pretty boy.
He's more like towards the age of Rand. Like he's...
Yeah.
So it's not that weird that he's not succumbed to the madness yet. But an older guy...
Yeah.
Having not succumbed to the madness yet is...
I can't see any reason why they couldn't do that, because while Logain is really like pivotal, I think his usefulness kind of ends after Nynaeve heals him. And that could be a very damn good turning point in the series, that she realizes, oh shit, I tried to heal him of stilling or of being gentled, and I accidentally created the next Forsaken. So, because after that, like, he kind of just disappears, and he and Taim have a very, like, parallel story for a while. It's just building the Black Tower, and then they split off, and you have good guys versus bad guys, but that's the Sanderson era, and I can take it or leave it.
Yeah.
So, I don't see why they couldn't combine Taim and Logain, and I really hope they don't. I want to see them separately, but if I just saw him and I didn't know who he was and I had to guess what character he's playing, I might guess Taim.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you just said, hey, this is an Ashaman, who do you think it is? I'm like, Jared Brady? I don't know. Like, that's the only one that I can remember. Androl.
Well, moving into the next shots we have of Logain, he's in this cage and he's looking up at Matt.
Yeah, what's that about?
But if you look closely at about 6 seconds, if you look at the background of Logain, he is in Tar Valon. And we know this because you can see that puppet show in the background, and that was like leaked things that came out of Tar Valon quite recently. So we can see, and
it's got the aesthetic.
Yeah, and
it's, well, and that makes sense.
So Logain and Matt are in Tar Valon.
Happening. Yeah, like Matt's in Tar Valon. I don't say it like that. Matt's in Tar Valon.
Valon.
You got me. Tar Valon. Watermelon.
They're gonna say it like that because they're gonna be speaking with a British accent. You mark my words. I've been saying it right all this time.
It's Tar Valon. Okay, anyway. So he's there, but that makes sense because they're kind of smushing the first 2 books together for the first series, the first season.
But that makes me think then that Matt doesn't go beyond Tar Valon. He stays there to get, like, healed. And maybe he's not going on to Faldara. But then how would he chase the horn? This is very... I don't know where this is going. I'm like, what?
I wanna be parsimonious and just think they're just following the story. Like Matt was in Tar Valon when Logain was there, though.
Yeah, exactly. And in like book,
so he goes and gets healed in book 2, and
book 3,
the girls are there.
It's book 3. In book 3, he goes.
That's right.
Yeah, and Rafe said that the first season has bits from the first 3 books. So I think this is like that third book part that he was talking about.
Yeah, maybe they just kind of smush them together. Maybe they're all like, hey, let's go to the White Tower and get Matt fixed. And then Rand is like...
And we know they go to the White Tower because we saw it in the trailer. We know Moiraine is there. We know she has to go to the hall.
Yeah.
And
it'll work. It'll work out. It'll be okay. It'll probably be okay.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
It's okay. I think rather than speculating too much, I'm gonna assume that they're gonna follow the original plot. And I mean, it might well have been that like maybe they do go, and when they're in Camelin or on the road, they see Logain, or maybe they just go to Tarvalin instead of the maybe they're in Faldara chilling out, and maybe the Amerlin doesn't go up to Faldara. Maybe they're just like, hey, you're summoned, get your ass to Tarvalin, and they just get their asses to Tarvalin.
I got to know.
I know.
Which is it?
Rafe, if you're watching, but you're not, please explain this to us.
We needs to know.
That's
to know.
What precious was that?
Oh, I mean, yeah. Matt and Logain just like locking eyes as lovers do. I'm here for that storyline.
I also wonder if it's even Matt. Like maybe they just slapped some pictures together, and they're
could
just
very
like,
well be. But he is looking up, and Matt does seem to be on a balcony. So
Matrim, wherefore art thou, Matrim?
okay, just to wrap it up, my speculation is that Logain is looking at Matt as he's being pulled through Tarvalon. Matt stays in Tarvalon to get healed while the rest of the guys go on to Faldara. That's
okay.
I'm gonna call it. I'm probably wrong. I most likely am because I rarely guess these things right. But that's my guess, and I'm going for it. That's what I think is gonna happen.
My speculation is that they go to the Eye of the World. They do their business in the Eye of the World.
In the Eye of the World. It's a very large toilet.
That's all it is. It's just the Green Man's toilet. And he's like, why are you guys here? Need drove me. Oh my god. I'm calling my toilet the Eye of the World from now on. So, anyway, so my guess is they all go to Faldara. They all do their business in Faldara. They find the horn. They start on their adventure, but instead of the Amerlin going up to Faldara, which I feel like is a bit clunky, they just get a summons and say, get your bitch ashes to Tarvalin, we know what you found, and then on the way it gets stolen. And then the adventure ensues.
And then the adventure begins. The adventure begins.
The adventure.
The adventure.
And then it turns out that in the last scene of the credits, you find the Infinity Gauntlet, and then you find out that it's just part of the MCU. That's all this is. It's all just Marvel. Thanks, Disney.
I feel like they just need to hire us to write this now.
I mean,
if we had the capabilities, some strong editing skills, the ability to act, we could make a great show.
We're funny and we write fan fiction all the time. So why the fuck not can't I write this series?
Oh shit, man.
All right, well, go check out the Logain teaser trailer. It's all over Instagram. It's all over YouTube. Go take a look. And then we will look at some other recently dropped Wheel of Time promotional material on a couple of other episodes. So make sure to subscribe to our channel so you get all of them updates. And until next time, may you always find water and shine.